Cosmic Karma shall be yours. Be part of the discussion by joining the interactive iTF Facebook group. Follow on Twitter at ITF_radio and Instagram. If you have an experience that you'd like to share, email Shannon at intothefrayradio.com or call the hotline anytime at 844-866-3366. Thanks so much for listening. Now, if you would be so kind, buckle up your safety belts. Put that tray table in the upright position. Liftoff is upon us.
They are looking for aliens, and they are looking for specific bloodlines. That is what all of the DNA.
I never thought of that.
They are. They are. I'm telling you, they are. If they're advertising it that big, you can't tell me that there's something going on behind.
Okay, Jen. Well, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I am. It's been good.
Baby.
How many people here know about RH negative?
I don't have it's nothing special. It's a really common one.
Oh. Okay.
How much of you guys got into the whole RH negative bloodline stuff? And what do you think about that?
Yeah, only surface
I have no idea.
Nick Redfern. I've heard him speak on it a little bit.
Yeah, look into it a little bit. I think it's very interesting, and it's funny because usually when I'm talking to somebody that I click with, it's so funny. Zariah is RH negative.
Is
and, you know, with that whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of sensed it. I'm RH negative.
Oh my gosh, I knew it. I was like, you need to just talk and not with anybody else on the line. Yeah. Wow.
Yep. RH negative. It's so creepy, and I'm bumping into more and more people that are, and every single person that I speak to that that's got that it's weird. There's something up. There's something up. I can't explain it. I'm working on it. But it's so odd because you click with somebody and, it comes up in conversation and go, yeah, me too. And you're like, I knew it.
And Soraya has had a ton of experiences too.
Yep. Oh, he gets into that whole Kundalini and all kind of stuff. Lord have mercy, he does. He's so smart.
Yes,
he's just an intelligence walking right there. But, he is too. I mean, and there's a couple other people, but I don't know. This whole DNA testing, it's just too big and they're advertising. It's like I tell anybody, if they're telling you to drink milk, don't. If they're telling you to get the flu shot, don't do it.
Right.
If they're spending money on this stuff, don't do it. They're putting money in it for a reason, But look up into that RH negative. That might be something that you want to have a show on, because I'd be more interested to find out a lot more about it, because it gets very deep.
It's been long overdue, but see, it's almost more like I don't want to talk to maybe an author, and that's not, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I think that the bathwater is going to be a little bit more interesting as far as having just a small group like we have tonight that are all RH negative, and I just sit there and I shut up, basically. And I just let everybody just kind of bounce their stories off.
Oh, that would be badass. Right.
I mean, I just think that, I mean, hearing Cisco and Pam kind of talk here, I'm kind of like, well, there's a lot of commonality there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to get Soraya
either one
on
of you
and
two
Pam
have
on.
Yeah, do either one of you two have large almond-shaped black eyes by any chance?
Lovely black eyes.
I would have questions then.
Black eyes.
Can you see yourself in the mirror?
Yeah.
That's funny. Because he was up in the mirror. That is funny. But if we don't have the Reese's monkey, where do we come from? So what's up with that? I mean, it's such a deep conversation. That's a roundtable conversation for sure. But I was trying to explain it tonight. When I saw that test kit, man, I got some bad vibes off of that thing. And you know, Shannon, I get bad vibes off of that, off of something. It's gone. Forget it. It's not happening.
Yeah,
You couldn't talk me into it. You know.
Bag of nope for Cisco. She's
Nope.
in. It's like
Nope.
like there's no like gray area. She's just like, oh hell no.
Hell no.
Big bag
Yeah,
of
that's
no.
like, oh hell.
Yeah, I've had that same feeling though. I can't put my finger on what it is. Just that I didn't like it from the start. I just felt like, no, I'm definitely not doing that.
That's Cisco.
And it's got nothing to do with. You know, not having my DNA in the, you know, in the group with, you know, for police or anything like that, because a lot of people think it's that.
No.
I said, no, there's some underlying government nonsense involved in this. I'm telling you. It's like that. It's like I get the same creepy feeling with that I do with this 411 missing stuff.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? You know that.
Let's go another 2 hours now. All right, Cisco.
That deep,
with you, and
yes,
you know what? This is a question for Pam too, because me and Pam have had a lot of conversations. And I already know her answer on this, but you know, with this missing 411 stuff, do you guys think it's going to ramp up, or do you think it's kind of topped off, or is it just going to keep on just trickling through like it's been?
Yeah, I think it's just going to keep on trickling like it's doing, because they don't feel like they're in the clear. Why would they change anything? It's working for them.
They're cocky. Yeah, they're cocky.
Yeah.
They're way confident. And I'm talking, when I say cocky, I mean like if you envisioned a fraternity in the Skull and Bones, you know, that kind of arrogant cocky, that's the feeling I get off of that. It's like sheep kind of thing. I can't explain it, but I know some deep, hardened psychics that actually work with police departments that do psychic investigation and find missing bodies and things like that, work with the dead and then work with the, you know what I mean? That will not touch it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't touch it. They won't touch it. They'll go so far.
Here's what I'm getting off of you and Pam is I'm getting the fact that the they that you're speaking of, it's a whole nother they, and we will never, ever, ever find out exactly how they operate or who they are, because they're not of our kind of plane.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, even if you go through David Paulides' book, you know, the earliest cases are from the late 1700s. If that's the case, I don't believe it'll ever ramp down. Why would it? It's been going on for this long, and who knows how much longer prior to that, you know, to be documented, that we could interpret it to say, yeah, well, here's a missing case, and it's been mysterious, but yet, you know, the artifacts of the person's belongings were found here neatly placed, or however it is, or they just found their moccasins, and wow, it's creepy. Yeah, I don't know that it'll ramp down anytime soon.
See, and I was really proud of him for
putting... every missing, but...
Yeah. No, and some of them, you know, you're like, well, that one's kind of iffy, kind of, sort of, but then the other ones are like, how do you explain that? You cannot explain that. There's no way. And I was really happy that he put in the Predator story, the quote-unquote the Predator.
Right.
For him to put that in there, I was really proud that he did that. And I know that he has his critics, and I know that people get upset just, oh, you mentioned David Paulides. Guess what? I don't care. I'm going to bring it up because it's a huge story, no matter who wrote it and who's talking about it. All of these kind of high, strange cases that he does cover, and they're not all, maybe there's a cougar story in there. Okay, well, cut the guy a break. Are you perfect all the time? But the fact that he put that Predator story in there, that says a lot. I was really happy that he did that.
Yeah, and you know, Steph, and I know where you're getting at too. Steph Young had it in hers as well, and she does it. She's just a different. She does it in a different way. She's not grouped it together the way he has in the volumes that he's done, and done it. And it's two different people looking at the same kind of sort of thing, and just handling it a different way. There's not one, you know. But that Predator story is, you know, if you think about it, look, I just started doing what do you call it, wormwood tonight. Now the whole reason I'm bringing this up because I've got to get these Netflix things out of the way, man. I'm binging like crazy. I'm home this week. But I'm looking at that, and I'm showing my husband, I'm like, look at this date, 52, you know? And I said, stop for a second and just think where my mind's going with this. How can anybody not think that we have immeasurable things and capabilities if we were doing this in 52?
Right.
You know, we watched Manchurian, the old Manchurian Candidate, the old one with Frank Sinatra. If you've not seen that, you should watch it. It's creepier than the new one, I promise you.
Right.
Because you're watching an old movie. And we're watching that, and I said the same thing the other night, and everything just keeps having this theme. Now, when I look at this whole David Paulides thing, I look at it two different ways. And I am nobody. I'm just trying to pay attention here, okay? I get it in two different ways, and if you put in the different psychics that I've talked to that I mentioned earlier that said, you know, they get so far and they won't touch it. And I said, well, what do you mean? She says, well, there's these things that are going on where they're actually collecting young children, and, you know, they're for certain. I'm like, yeah, I know it goes on, and it's terrible, and we ought to be able to stop it. And, all right, that's large groups. You know, there's people involved that can't be touched. Like I said, like, I'm not saying skull and bones, but I'm saying picture that. You know what I mean? And then let your mind wander a little bit, because you know people with money get away with a lot of stuff, okay? That's one. And then you've got the second one, and I look at it like, okay, well, we go out in the ocean and we'll get a dolphin, and we'll take the dolphin on the ship, and we'll look at it, we'll check out his DNA and how is he growing, and we'll tag him and let him go again. Okay, isn't that a little bit what grays do to us and God knows what else? Think about it. You know, just with as little thought as that. They're doing a job. They have a mission, and they're going to complete it. And cattle mutilations, things like that, same type of deal. Now, what if those two things somehow are combined? Now, I know you said it goes back to the 1700s, but look at the Vril with the Germans, and look at do you see what I mean? There's so much more going on here, and why are they picking these young, up-and-coming, smart, you know, that might be just one group. There's some outsiders there, and some of them many of them having German blood, and this blood, and, you know, this type of thing, are very smart, or maybe, you know, they're on their way to becoming a lawyer, or they're becoming, you know, a biologist that can do this or do that, and then you've got all this other stuff mixed up. It's like, what's going on? Kids that might have autism, or people that can't speak for themselves, or have some kind of other disability at a young age, and even when you go back, to those older cases, they might not have taken as good records of it. If we went back there, would that person have had German DNA? Would that person have been autistic? It blows your mind. But what if it's not one? What if it's a combination and an agreement? What if it's an agreement? We're going to allow that to happen. So not too far off base if you think of some of the other things that have gone on.
Yeah, no.
Now, isn't that creepy? Isn't that creepy?
Yeah. Guys, we have somebody just popped in from New York. 315 area code.
New York.
Might just be
Zariah.
Hey guys, Happy New Year from Rilo.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Brother.
Hey.
You're back in
Happy New
Year.
You went home. Wow.
No.
So you're calling from the future.
Yeah, right. I've just got my same phone number from New York. I'm still here in
okay. You're still on my side. Well, hey, Ryan, it's good to hear your voice.
You too, Shed. How's everyone doing? Actually, Jennifer Ann reminded me about this. We were chatting a couple minutes ago, and she's like, hop in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good question.
Gotta have to stop by.
No, I'm so excited to be here. I'm cooking some dinner, getting ready for the New York ball drop. Got to give my family a call back in New York.
Yeah.
And then wait a couple hours.
I love it when people say that. Yeah, I'm waiting for the ball to drop. Oh, I'm sorry you have that. You should see a doctor, but...
I know.
What's
How are you, brother? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Guys. It's been a
Happy New Year.
17 for sure. I know you were previously up the missing 411, but I've got a lot going on right now in the UFO realm, so that's been fun. My phone's been off the hook, and I'm losing my voice. That's how much I've been talking about this recent Pentagon story. So keeping busy, loving every minute of it.
Nice. Yeah. Do you think it's going to go beyond that, Ryan? I mean, to me that's confirmation. It may not be disclosure, but it's at least confirmation. Do you think it's going to go beyond that for us?
That's a great question, Shan. It is confirmation. It's confirmation that the government is studying this phenomenon. They have been in secrecy. They continue to do so even after coming forward with this revelation, this leaked, footage or declassified footage that was brought forward. Is this disclosure? No, it is not. Not by any means. Even if it were some sort of disclosure, most in the UFO field don't trust the government to begin with, so why would they start trusting them now? That's the way I look at it.
Ma'am, that's a very good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I have to say, for this year, my favorite video that I watched was of, what's his name? I think his name was Ryan, and he was video recording a Rocket X launch and was freaking out. What am I witnessing, people? Dude, I was out of my mind with excitement that you got to see that. I was absolutely so happy for you that you actually got to see that.
You know what? Vance, it's been a rough transition moving here to the West Coast. I'm a New Yorker, at heart, born and bred, but seeing that thing the other night, I felt so fortunate to live here and I was on the freeway. I'm going like 85 miles per hour, or my driver was. And I see this thing out the window. It's just a red light, little tail on it. And I tell the two people I'm with, one of them, Jane, my girlfriend, I'm like, what is that? And they said, it's nothing. It's just a plane. And then I'm not kidding you. 5 seconds later, it blows up into that sort of whitish blue in a lot of the videos and photographs. And I just got my phone out, whipped it out, started recording. And I'm not kidding you. As I'm recording, I had about 10 people text messaging me. What is this? What's going on? Are you seeing It was exciting, man. It was exciting. It's even more exciting to hear that it's coming from SpaceX, one of the private companies. Scary that we don't know what it was, but very exciting nonetheless.
I have a question for you, Ryan. If Elon Musk called you tomorrow and he's like, "Look, I got this project and Ryan Sprague, I need you, buddy. I need you to go up." Are you gonna work with Elon Musk?
Do you mean need me to go up into space or need me to go up to
Yeah. Oh well, I mean that would be cool too, but yeah, I meant like up to the stars.
You know what? Right now, I'm what do you call it? I'm slinging lattes at a coffee shop, so anything would be more fun than that, Jen. I'm just kidding. I love my job. Coffee for Sasquatch. For anyone in the LA area, come visit me. Coffee for Sasquatch. I thought it was perfect. A perfect job.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Look up the visuals of that place. Whoever designed it did an incredible job.
Yeah, I mean, LA, as you guys know, is all about looks. So that was the first priority when it came to this place. But you know what? The coffee ain't too damn bad either. So that's. But yes, I do think I would go up at this point. I'm kind of sick of everything here on Earth. So let's give the stars.
Dude, I could see you sitting behind the steering wheel of the Roadster he's going to shoot up there. That would be. There you go. Just there you go. Sit in the front seat, hold on to that steering wheel, and go for a ride.
Hey Ryan,
that would be epic.
I don't want to. I'm not. I don't like to get political at all, and I know you're not a fan of Trump. However, are you slightly excited about the fact that he signed into, and I don't know what this actually means and how it can get executed and how well it will get executed, but he signed into this, what's it called, the Space Initiative or whatever, where we're going to go back to the moon and we're going to go to Mars. How are you feeling about that?
You know what? As much as I don't care for our current president, that's my own personal opinion. I know people do like him. I think this is pretty damn cool. And this is the first time since him being inaugurated that I'm like, you go, man. You do it. You know what? Not only that, I think this might be this whole Pentagon disclosure, quote-unquote, thing. If any president were to start digging to try to get information and take credit for it, I think this would be the president to do that, to be completely honest.
Leave it to a narcissist to do it, right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Hey, there's nothing like a good ego, to push forward UFOs.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
If Trump is going to get us exploring space again, then you know what? A presidency worth, well worth its weight in gold, I guess. So I'll leave it at that.
I was just wondering.
No, that's fine.
Thanks, Rael. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was just like, well, I'm going to ask him. I'm just because I've been thinking about that since I heard that he executed that order. So I was like, I'm going to ask Orion about that one of these days.
Well, that's a good point, though, Shannon. I mean, since Trump's been in office, we've gotten the release of these JFK files, too. So, I mean, the dude is pushing forward some really interesting, intriguing stuff. Now, I know he's probably doing it for ratings, but other than that, I think it's pretty damn cool. I cannot argue that. So, you know what? I look forward to whatever happens in the space world in 2018, but I really do think, aside from NASA, aside from anything Trump can do, the private companies are where we're really going to find those outer reaches of space and where we're really going to be able to do some stuff without any sort of oversight or budget issues. We're going to be able to get out there. Elon Musk, again, just like Trump, is a businessman first and foremost, but I think he does have a passion to really find out what's going on out there and how potentially it can benefit us here on Earth. So I'm excited for independent private space exploration in 2018.
Yeah. I am too. See, and a government program, though, and if you remember that, what was that Bruce Willis movie where they had to destroy the asteroid? But here we are sitting in a tin can built by the lowest bidder. That's one thing about government space project that I was never a big fan of. I love the whole space program, but independent space programs, they'll put everything into it and make sure damn well everything is structured properly to execute properly. And yes, you have mishaps here and there, but I think it's by far more superior than what the NASA program was with the space shuttle. It's 2000, we're in the 2000s and we were still using these old traditional rockets to boost this shuttle into. No, I'm sorry. Technology has come much further, and I think Elon has definitely done an amazing job. And along with Bigelow, you create these big minds with a lot of money that get donors to put into the program. They're not going to put their money into a program that is not going to function in 100%. And look at this, this last launch that you got to witness. How many satellites did they? It was a phenomenal amount of satellites that got launched just from that.
Oh, yeah.
So
it was crazy. I don't
kudos.
know the amount. Yeah. It's
something like 45 or something like that satellites that got launched off that one launch. I'm like, wow. Kudos.
Did you guys know that Google is looking into DNA studies and they purchased DARPA? Why would they be interested in that stuff? DARPA's the ones that, they make those freaky robots that I'm always like posting the funny videos because they're like kicking them. They're like, F you, Kevin. And, it's funny, but they can do backflips and they're like bomb sniffing dogs basically, and
DARPA's got
now they're into DNA.
All the creepy stuff.
Yeah, DNA studies. What? Google
I told you they were pulling something.
That's awesome. It's Westworld all over again.
No kidding.
Oh, God.
Hey, who's watched Dark on Netflix? I have to ask. Come on now.
I'm starting it tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
I was
starting it tomorrow.
Ryan, have you watched that?
Not yet, Shan, but it's hard to get me to watch anything new. I'm still making my way through The Sopranos.
Oh, ditch that. You'll love
Good
Dark.
for you.
They all die. There's the... No, I'm just kidding. They all get bludgeoned with a bat and buried in the desert, okay? That's how that ends. No, that's Casino. Never mind. Wrong show.
Yeah.
But I do look forward to seeing the new season of Black Mirror.
Yeah, you said that exactly how Sam would say that we say that as the Americana mirror. That's what I say still too. Yes, that show is so shocking. The first episode with the pig and everything, I'm like, what am I watching? But I can't stop.
Yeah. That's the whole series is like that.
Yeah.
And so happy I decided to continue it. You know.
When is that coming out? Do you know?
The new season just dropped yesterday. But I do want to see this new one you're talking about, Dark. I've heard very, very good things about it. I just got to be in the mood. Here's the thing.
You do, and here's the thing. It may take you a couple of episodes. It's a little slow to pick up, but the second it clicks in, you're like, okay, I'm going to sit here the rest of the day and finish this. And it kind of becomes that obsession like a Stranger Things or something, but highly recommended. And your mind is going, okay, wait, this and this is connected to this. You know, it really makes you think. So I highly recommend that to all of you guys.
Awesome.
Okay, well, when we have 5 minutes to sit down and do that, we will.
I hate to cut it short, but I just made dinner for the lady, and I'm going to give my call in a few minutes. But I did want to just wish everyone a Happy New Year, all of your insiders, Shannon. I'm loving what you're doing with this. So, thank you for having me. I know I kind of snuck in the middle of something you were talking about, but just wanted to wish everybody.
Glad to have you stop by.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Hey, Ryan, do me a favor, though.
Guys. Yeah, what's up?
Have a really good New Year.
I will continue that, my friend.
Sam says so you better not mess around.
That's right.
All right, say hi to Jane.
You can give Jane a hug from all of us, too. That's fine.
Yes. Happy New Year to her.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
See you, brother.
I will I'll talk to you all soon.
Love you, Ryan.
Have a blessed New Year, man.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
And then there were 4.
And then there were 4.
Guys, I don't know if anybody else. Does anybody else have in the background the New York ball drop on the TV somewhere? There are 2 people getting married in the cold on a stand. And talk about robots. They both look like robots. Her flowers are freezing. It's got to be, 11 degrees out there? And she's wearing a wedding dress. He's in a tux. You want to talk about surreal. This looks surreal. They look like, I don't know. It's blowing my mind.
Their
the background.
Be
and he's getting married by Steve Harvey.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. Well, listen, guys. Yeah, it's just pretty crazy. She's crying and her tears are freezing down her face. That's insane.
No, gee, my heart breaks. Just wait.
No, it's
give her a few more years of marriage.
Yep.
You'll really be crying. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, that's just sad. No kidding, right?
That is sad. Oh.
Okay. I know some of us in this room, we're smart enough. We know how the marriage thing works.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Well, listen, guys, it's been a real pleasure. I'm going to go and toast one to my son so we can bringing the new year. It's about 11:45 here. So it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm sorry I dipped in and everything, but I'm so glad to meet you all and talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's been just nice.
It's a lot of fun.
Do this again. Yeah, it really has been a lot of fun.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Darling. Happy New Year. Happy y'all have a blessed New Year, and keep asking those questions and keep reaching for the stars and everything. Shannon, I love you. Blessed New Year, darling.
Love you, Cisco. You too. Talk to you soon.
All right, baby. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And then there were 3.
I love that movie. The And Then There Were None, old black and white film.
Oh, never seen it.
No, haven't seen it.
It also goes by 10 Little Indians.
Mary,
Okay.
have you seen a lot of I'm sorry, that's not Mary. Mary's gone. That would be Pam. Pam, have you seen a lot of black and white movies?
I haven't. I don't think I have seen that many.
Yeah, because Cisco brought that up on the episode with her, and she's like, oh, there's this and this and this and this, and I'm like making all these notes, and I try to put them all in my show notes for the links, because I'm like, well, these sound really cool, but I've never seen them. Maybe other people haven't seen them either, and it seems like it's 50-50, where everyone's like, oh my God. Like, oh, in fact, you guys will laugh. Sam messaged me, and he goes, what movie was it? I can't remember. I'm not going to remember the title, but he goes, you haven't seen such and such? How dare you? Go sit down and watch that right now. It's amazing. And I'm like getting chided over WhatsApp, and I'm like, I'm sorry, because he listened to the episode with Cisco, so I was getting really hammered on for that. Pam, if you want to, ever touch base with anybody that you hear that you feel like you kind of have a connection with, you feel free to get in contact with me, and that goes for anybody, of course. In fact, I just had a couple of people try to get in contact with Sean about his experiences. So I'm always about just sharing the information, and the more we can spread the spider web, the better, and the more information that we can share. So if anybody's like, oh man, I really connected with so-and-so, this guest on this episode, even if it was episode 5, I don't care. Get in contact with me, and I will do my best to getting, you in contact with that person. So it's not just about, let's get downloads for Into the Fray. It's really just about sharing the information. So.
Oh, gee, you have the same philosophy we do? How nice.
I know, right? How crazy.
It's all lies, dude.
I don't know if you guys were planning to hang up soon, but just in case, don't you have a nice little podcast that you guys do?
What?
Oh, I don't know. What was that called?
The Vance Ridiculous Hour? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
No, what is that?
The Caravan au Floor.
Carolina.
I still see that. I'm sorry. Flore. No, it's French. It's Flore.
I think I sent Jennifer a Christmas gift, and I think the return address was Carolan on the floor, I think.
It's gotten so bad the way that we've been saying the name of it and shortening it. Man.
See, but now that people say that, it's going to stick more. So if you changed it, it would screw it all up. Not that you would. I'm just saying. Now it's like Caravan of Flore.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're just going Caravan of Lore.
Caravan of Lore. So Caravan of Lore, where can we find
some changes? Gonna make some changes. I was thinking of because I know that when I'd read stories, it seemed like people really like that. I know that I'd get a lot of messages going, oh, do you have any more stories? You should read more stories on air, and
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, and so I'm going to try to do more of that, and then I don't know if you got my message about my new deck, my new tarot deck that I got, but I was talking to Vance, and we were thinking that maybe once a month that we would do kind of an Uber conference like this, and I would read cards for maybe like the first 3 people that called. Something.
Ooh.
Something like that.
This is the first
know
time
that
hearing
I
of
have
it? No, I'm just kidding.
a really nice Ouija board that I could like use on a Uber conference as well. It's really nice. It's like Stranger
Why
Things.
didn't you break out the Ouija
me.
board?
Well, you can't use it by yourself. It's never worked solo for me because you know that I'm like, as much as I talk about it, I'm like the most obviously cleansed person on the planet. Not that I'm holy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm like, nothing can touch me except for that one time at, whatever in Utah. So, what a bummer. But yeah, you need 2 people for that for the most part.
Well,
have you taken it out of the box yet?
Yes, it is gorgeous.
Okay. Well,
the planchette
all I could see
is
was
black
pictures. I never actually
and red.
got to look at it, but.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Did you take a picture yet and upload it?
I sent a.
Yeah, she did.
I sent a picture of me in the scarf, and then I sent a picture of the Ouija board on top of my bookcase in the box next to Sam's alien, the napkin doodle.
Napkin, yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
man,
it's in my office.
To get to Oregon, and then I will do it with you. And
okay.
And you can wear your scarves and go caroling.
Matching
scarves. Go
Krampus
caroling. I think that'll be fun.
Krampus match.
It's real easy too. You just scream.
Yeah, do you guys know that
that's the way
somebody?
You carol.
That
you guys all heard that? And Jera, is that you? You there, Jera?
No, he logged off.
No, there's
somebody.
2 hours. There's somebody from Eureka, California, in, but I don't think that. I don't know. Maybe they can hear us, but we can't hear them. Anyhow.
Well, that would be Jera if it was Eureka.
Yeah, it is Jera. But maybe he'll hear it later. Somebody reported the post where I was on with Clint and Jera, and if you heard me go, "Hey, post it," because it was funny. I mispronounced.
Oh my God, that was hysterical.
One of the spellings. It was if you are dyslexic, you could pronounce it Snarch. I'm just going. And I did, and obviously maybe I have a little dyslexia. Maybe. I don't know. For the first time. No, I don't. But anyway, it was funny, but somebody reported the post, and I was like, well, I'm not going to take it down because that was part of the show. So just left it. I'm like, you're not really in tune to what's going on at ITF because we're a little bit more laid back around here. But I don't know where I was going with that, but basically I was trying to get Jared to hop on here, but he's here, but he's not here. Maybe he can hear us.
I'm here.
There he is.
There you are.
Yeah, he was being attacked by salmon ghosts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't live too far from you, Jera. I want some salmon.
Right. Better freeze dry that.
My colleague.
Yeah, Jera, we were talking about Krampus Snatch.
Oh, I remember that day very well.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I don't know. My colleague went to Alaska and brought back like, oh God, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of fillets of really good king salmon.
Knock it off.
Oh, wow.
Don't like I miss that. I miss that about that whole region, just being up in Washington or even, where Jen is or even where you are. Hell, you can get really good seafood around those areas. Me, I can get really good, like, grilled scorpion? I don't know.
Oh, we have wonderful carp here.
Oh, God, I have those nasty things. You have carp up there?
Oh, Lake Michigan carp. Yum.
Like the one-eyed...
they're horrible.
Three-horn people, purple eater? Yeah. The sewage, like, drainage?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, kind of.
I have... So, does anybody else use on demand or something similar Like it's not Netflix, but it's through your cable company. Yeah.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, I have such a horrible urge to go and use my on-demand for it, but it is not to rent yet. It's only to buy for $30. So
I can here.
Listen to the pirate over there.
No,
Arr, matey, I can give it to you for nothing.
I will send you a private message. How about that?
Oh my God. Why have to cut this out of the show?
Phone number is.
Little reverse engineered fire sticking.
Wow. Okay. Well, the pirate talk comes to an end.
Arr.
I remember when you could get the pirate card for your direct TV. That was really cool. You'd watch anything and everything for free. It was so sweet.
That's a good point. Do you remember when Napster was a thing and then Metallica started to study so everyone crapped themselves so they just jumped? Oh my gosh.
Yep.
You're like, oh, Metallica's suing me. That kind of sucks.
I used to love.
No, I've got a friend. He pirates stuff out of Asia, but it's all in English. But he's watching Return of the Jedi before it was even released at the theater. I'm like, what?
English, French subtitles, and then email.
No. There's no subtitles. Yeah, it's all in English, but he's getting it out of Asia, and I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, usually the movies, when I try to see anything, they're in Russian first, and then the English version will come out.
It's okay, Jen. You can cover your tracks. It's fine. Yes, I understand.
Yeah. We get it. We won't turn you in, Jen.
Yeah. Yes, totally. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the last show of The Walking Dead? What did you think about that if you saw it?
I haven't seen that show since the first episode.
What? I'm glad I didn't mention what happened.
That's not true. I watched 2 seasons of The Walking Dead, and I thought it was really good. But you know what? After a while, just the thought of that just becomes depressing because the world would turn into such an awful place, which I guess it has in that show because my wife still watches it religiously. So
does she?
She complains that, everybody's dead. Well, that's how the real world works.
It's true. Hey, there's more dead people on this planet than there are living. So,
well, have you ever noticed that when these people that really get into the zombie thing and they have all this scenario in their head, they always plan to be the survivor. It never crosses their mind that they're going to be dinner.
Right.
I'll be the intrepid survivor.
The last thing, and people forget that the show is based on a comic book, and comic books can be very dramatic, and they can kind of jump around, and it's brutal, and people die, and there's new characters added in all the time. I think, Pam, the last episode I watched, and I don't want to spoil it. I don't think it would be a spoiler because it was probably a while ago, but something happened to the tiger, if you know what I'm saying. And I was a little bit like, well, that sucks. I mean, that was a cool kind of addition, and damn it, guys. Why'd you have to write that in there? But yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that show right now, Pam?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed too. I've always kept up with it, but I feel like they've been losing me for like the last couple seasons.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil it for the ones who haven't seen it, but that wasn't what I was talking about. They're pretty much killing off another major character, and I was just curious how you felt about it.
Listen, if it's Daryl, and I barely watch it because I'm in your boat to where I'm like, if it's on in the background, like I haven't actually sat and watched it and been biting my nails for like 5 seasons. But I don't want Daryl to die because, I mean, my God, it's Daryl.
Did you know that Daryl, I just realized this, Daryl is one of the brothers from Boondock Saints. I was
there's
watching
a
that
good
the other
movie.
day and went, oh my God, that's Earl. I knew I'd seen him before.
If nobody's seen it yet, there's another one to go watch.
Sorry, guys. I got dropped by Skype. Big shocker there. What are we talking about with the movie
Oh,
now?
no. Boondock Saints. That
Oh,
Daryl
my
was
goodness.
one of the brothers in the movie.
Yes. Oh, incredible.
Yes. And that's all you missed. That was all you missed.
Hey,
Other than
who
the
has
fact
seen...
that Jared just got punched in the arm for being on the phone with you, but that was it.
Jera. Maybe,
No, I didn't.
you need to spend some other time with some other people.
Yeah. Plus, I'm listening to the neighborhood explode.
Me too.
I haven't heard anything yet. Although I've got an
houses.
hour to go here, but I haven't heard anything.
There's houses packed in. We are close. We're quite close to each other. And these fools are right out front, just lighting stuff off. And here's the thing. They can go to, it's called Moapa. There you go. Moapa. And they have fireworks year-round. And since it's a reservation, they have all of the quote-unquote illegal fireworks, like the good stuff, right? Like the stuff
right.
Yeah, you got like $200 and you're going to blow the whole shit up outside. So that's what they're doing out front right now. So hopefully it bleeds into the recording and I don't have the alarm.
Don't you have desert like right at the end of your street?
Well, I do, but it's not like next to the house or anything. I mean, there are still houses packed around me. I can walk to the desert, and then I could literally, not that I want to walk there, but if I had a bunch of money and had $30,000 for a decent, like a Razor, like a 4-seater, 4-wheel deal, I could drive out to Pioneer Saloon. But because I don't have that, and I don't want to walk for 5 or 6 hours, then I have to get in my regular car and drive 15, like I'm going to LA, and then get off at Jean, Nevada, and then take a right, and then go the long way around to get to Pioneer Saloon. But yeah, all that's like right in my backyard. Like I can see Mount Potosi, where Clark Gable's wife, right? She crashed in with her DC-10 right into that mountain. So it's pretty cool. But I will say that every single night, even if it's not New Year's Eve, I can hear rapid, massive rounds of gunfire, which, hey, I mean, high five to them. I love guns, so I have no problem with it. But I hear it every night. So.
Yeah, we've got neighbors here that are always shooting off stuff, and they've got like this big automatic. And so, I don't know, it doesn't faze me.
We have someone else in the house from Oregon, area code 541. Who may that be?
My sister.
Yes.
What?
The big sister.
My big sister. Goodness. I am the baby.
Well, we all know that.
Well, there's benefits to it.
And sister, what might your name be?
I'm sorry? So this is, her name's Lynn, and she's over in the eastern part of Oregon.
Oh my gosh, nice to meet
she's about
you.
4 hours away from me.
Likewise.
Wow.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Vance is here.
Yeah. I don't know. I got thrown out to the
just this guy.
Curb.
Yeah.
Lynn, it's so good to talk to you. I was not expecting that at all.
Blame my little sister.
I do.
Yeah,
every day. It's Jen or Vance.
I always have.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Mostly Vance. I mean, Jen's pretty awesome, so it's usually Vance.
No.
Well, I wasn't talking to him at the time, so I can't blame him. But I think this is a good time to shift the blame.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, it's New Year's.
I might just disconnect again. I don't know.
Yep.
What's up, Holland? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all.
Yeah, she's had a lot of weird experiences.
I was going to say, does Lynn share a lot of these things that you've kind of gone through? Jen?
Yeah,
a number of them.
Yeah, over there. You know, there was an article that I submitted to you. I don't know if it got posted on your blog or not, but it was about the cemetery.
Yeah, I posted.
It was like an old pioneer cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
She lived just blocks away from that.
I would say maybe a block, and then you'd go up a gravel drive that went up to a water tower and then a cellular tower, and right next to the cellular tower is a cemetery called the Old Pioneer Cemetery. And I used to go up there all the time.
Yeah, it was really, that was one of my favorite things to do when I'd go up there and see you.
I still remember that one time where I always felt a very distinct presence, and was very upset, and it was a very disturbed presence, I guess you could call it. But for some reason, the first time I took Jen up there, and I'd been telling her about this. I'm like, oh, it feels this way, and there's this, and there's that. I walked in, and it's like complete and utter peace, and it was the weirdest thing, and I kind of freaked out about it a little bit because it was just so vastly unusual. And I'd literally been up there a week before.
Wow.
But
yes, that was my fault too, huh?
But on other occasions, I've felt hands either on my arm or on my back. In fact, I saw the pattern of fingerprints with the feeling of the hand on my arm and my jacket.
I think my favorite, though, is she had seen a shadow figure. I don't know if I can't remember your description, if it was a shadow figure or the Hat Man, or you know what I'm talking about?
It was a shrouded figure is what we've always called it, but it's definitely shadow, just all shadow.
And so that was beside her bed, and she had been upset about it, and how it was only like a week before I got there that happened, right?
You know, I don't remember. I think it was a little bit longer than that, but it was around that same time.
Well, so she had told me about it, and she told me where it stood and all this stuff. And she had a futon in her room. And so I was sleeping on that. She was sleeping on her bed. And apparently what had happened is I got up, I changed my clothes, I walked over next to her bedside, and I stood right where this thing stood. And I grabbed her Kleenex, and I'm just like, I need to go to the bathroom. And then I walked
There's 2 bathrooms in the house. You don't need to tell me.
And then I walked back over to the futon, and I changed my clothes again, and I went back to bed. And I thought it was so crazy. I woke up the next morning, and I'm wearing different clothes. And I'm like, what happened? And then I'm telling you the story. Oh, my God.
Wait, how long ago was this that you saw the shadow beside your bed, Lynn?
Oh, shoot. Let's see. If Jen... Because I remember that visit, you were about 14. For some reason, I remember your age better than I remember mine at the time. So probably 17-ish, give or take a year. A lot of creepy things happened in that house at the time.
So what was going on around that time frame that you think that this thing was going to show up? And was that the only time that it did?
It was the only time that showed up, but there just always was some kind of presence popping in and out, and it varied. Sometimes it was a dark feeling presence, and then other times it would be something else that might be kind of meek and demure or mischievous. It was not always the same type of presence. It was almost like a pit stop along a road while people were traveling, kind of that kind of myriad of personalities, if you want to use that word.
Yeah, see, and Cisco was just talking to Pam and everybody about, every land has usually got something and usually build on top of something else, and there might be a tie-in with the land. So is that what you are thinking as far as what was going on there?
That never crossed my mind. Jen, do you remember what it was? Go ahead.
I was going to interrupt, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, because I think it was pertinent to what I was about to say. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that, I had been experiencing the shadow figures at my house all the way over here in Portland. And then I didn't understand, or I had never heard at that point yet that she had seen a shadow figure in her room 4 hours away in Eastern Oregon. And then now fast forward to now, you might want, I don't know if the kids are around you right now, but
they're in their next room.
Okay. Well, my kids had came to me and told me that they had seen a shadow figure, and it sounded exactly like what I had seen. And it's not something that I had ever talked to them about, because you don't want them to be scared or anything like that. And so it came to me out of the blue. Well, what was it? A couple months ago?
Yeah, it was in the summer.
That your kids were, they were starting to tell you that.
It was my stepson specifically that he was having some problems. He was afraid of the dark. And he told me that one of the reasons he was afraid was because of this incident, and it was virtually the exact same story that I told.
Oh.
And I had never told him anything about it. He'd never heard it from our house. And every time I kept saying, well, sometimes things in your room, in the night, they cause shadows and they look weird. And he's like, no, there was no light here. And everything I, kind of speculated, he just shot down very logically.
How old is he, Lynn?
He is 10.
So I'm wondering if it isn't attached to us somehow.
I think a number of things are, because just the parallels of some of our stories have been, at the very least, similar. I think with the house that I was living in, it was definitely something about the property itself, because I'm not the only one to have felt it. Earlier this summer, I was had a call in with Vance and Jen for the caravan, and we talked about it. And I went to the same area to take some pictures for them. And I had an opportunity to talk to the current resident of that house. And she told me that she never felt right in that house, and there was just something off.
No.
She hated that place.
Well, when I was there too, there was some stuff that came off of a shelf that really freaked me out.
And the cans falling.
Yeah.
Because living in Oregon, we have the bottle deposit. So we would save up the cans, and for no explicable reason, there was no draft, there was nothing around it. The animals couldn't get to it, or there would be no animals around it. Cans would just fall. It was a very
the ones that I experienced, though, it was like they were plushed. It was weird.
Exactly. And that's what I mean, is there was no reasonable cause for them to fall. They were situated in a perfectly stable area.
So what about
other inside?
What's up, Pam?
What? I said it's always scarier, no matter what it is, when it's in your house, isn't it?
Yes.
No matter what you're experiencing. Yeah.
Well, it's such a violation of space. It's just this. I don't know. It goes back to what you guys were saying earlier, that if we could see, even what was around us right now, where we are sitting, each one of us right now, if we could see what was in the room with us,
yeah,
you know?
Would we really?
Yeah, I'd be moving. I'd be on that SpaceX rocket.
Yeah.
Right. Like Thelma and Louise.
Right. I'm content to just be sharing this space with my rats. Thank you very much.
Oh, you have a rat too? I've got 4 of them upstairs, and I love them. And I have a cockatiel and all these other things. But it's good to hear you like rats.
I love them. We actually have 3 males, 2 females that are staying, and then we breed for food for our snakes.
Oh, God.
So I have a varying number of rodents.
Jen goes, oh, my God.
But, oh, man.
Eat rats, too?
But my baby boy is my black rat Salem.
Aw.
He's my sweetheart.
I named him.
Yes, you did.
You guys kind of freak me out, not in a bad way, just in a good way, because your cadence is exactly the same. It's just the tone, the octaves are a little different. But yeah, I mean, the second Lynn called in and she started speaking, I'm like, Jen, did you call from the second line and like change your octave of voice? Yeah, it's
you're
really
the
cool.
first person to ever say that.
No, you
at
guys
least
have
that I've known.
The cadence is exactly the same. It's freaking me out.
Yeah. I agree.
Cool
I think so too.
Yeah, right, Pam? I'm like,
yeah.
I can hear that, dude. Very cool.
Yeah, well, when Lynn and Jen get on the phone together, all right, I've got things to do. Bye, guys.
Well, that's why, Jared's been like, I have, like, things to smoke, and you guys can just talk about your rats and whatever the hell. I'm out.
I'm just sitting here.
Man.
I'm just enjoying the smell of my smoker.
See, I knew it. I knew this.
You've got
pretty sure that my neighbor's house is on fire, by the way.
See, the longer we talk, we'll all start talking like each other, too. So.
That's true. Does that mean that I have to... I'm going to have, like, this badass recording booth like you do, Vance? Like, all of a sudden, like, poof.
Yeah, okay.
I posted pictures of it, by the way. And I in the Insiders, and I named it Vance's Torture Chamber.
Did you put it up?
It is my torture chamber.
Yeah, it's there.
We put it on Insiders, I think.
Yeah.
Yep,
but just
it's
the
on
outside,
Insiders
not with the
3 hours ago.
Oh, you're like, that was so last year.
Right?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Literally, almost.
And it's funny, too, because people might try to hit the play button, and that's just a screenshot.
Oh, that's true.
I've got the play button. It's pretty cool. I'm just saying, I'm very proud of you, Vance. It was very cool that you did that.
Yeah, that's impressive. I was definitely like, what is this? Because you sent me a video and you said nothing. And I'm like, what is this huge black box?
Well, you've all seen, Space Odyssey 2001, right? With the monolith?
No.
Oh, okay.
A while back.
Yeah.
Well, the whole movie kind of revolved around the monolith. It was just this big black thing that comes out of nowhere, and that's what I have in my living room now. And just refer to it as my monolith.
I was watching Will Ferrell's version of Land of the Lost today, and there was a monolith in that, but they were crystal clear. Of course, they vibrated, which is a whole nother thing, which is funny. But he's like, come over and sing some Cher, right? But when you said monolith, that's all I thought of, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look like a Sleestack monolith. That looks something totally different. That's awesome.
Right.
I love the mosquito scene in that movie.
Oh my gosh, yes. He's pale as a sheet of paper, and they're just drain that boy.
Okay, Jen, I sent you a photo of the interior of the monolith, so
okay.
Now send it over to Shannon. She'll see it.
Okay, I will forward that.
No, you sent me a
Your
video of
lemon
the
tree's
interior.
Oh, I did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I just remember it was badass cold outside, and I'm like,
yeah.
You're in Vegas, shivering in 50-degree weather.
Got it. Yeah.
I actually saw something about that, but yeah.
Oh, I was just going to ask Shannon, because I was remembering when she was talking about the weather over there when we were kids. I remember the crazy dust storm that she'd get, and I mean, you couldn't see anything in front of you. Do you get dust storms over there too?
Occasionally. Just very, very, very occasionally. It's nothing like they get in the Middle East, where there's actually a name for them. And everyone, it's like a shelter-in-place situation where if you're out, you're kind of screwed. But we get those every once in a while. But we get those cool little dust devils all the time, the dust tornadoes, and I know this sounds so whiny, but I'm going to say this right now because I've been saying this to my neighbors and people at work. You guys are all going to want to punch me in the face. But I've been saying if I have to see the sunshine for one more goddamn thing. And I mean it though. I'm so bored. I'm so flipping bored. I'm like, give me a cloud, even some freaking chemtrails. Bring the clouds in, something. It's like, oh, it's mid-50s and sunny again. Oh, God, let's just get the drama out today. I mean, I have nothing.
Can I trade you?
You know,
I mean,
me too.
Seriously, I can't handle the sun being out for too long. I love the rain. I love the clouds. And you know what? The way that you were talking about the weather, you should download. There's a weather app. It's
I love that one.
WT Forecast. Just download it. You'll thank me. It's
Say it again?
Yes.
WT Forecast.
Okay. I got it. I will. Well, that's somehow like vector in some clouds over my head and just give me some darkness and maybe a little rain and fog.
Yes.
Yes. I love the fog. That is my favorite.
Yeah, it just dropped to 2 degrees.
It's so whiny. I sound like such an a-hole for saying that. I'm sorry, guys. But sometimes I used to live up in Washington State, and I just miss that weather sometimes. Just, you're like, this is, I was going to stay in anyway, but it just kind of makes it that much more wonderful. You know, when you're in the house and you've got your hot chocolate or your tea or whatever, and then outside is just cold or damp or, that cold up in Washington State or even Oregon, when it's wintertime, that dampness like gets into your bones and you're like, oh God, it's cold, but it feels amazing to be inside by the fire. And I'm like, what the hell's the point of a fireplace in Nevada? Well, there isn't one really. So there you go.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. When anything is constant for too long, good, bad, otherwise, it gets boring. And being in an area like that, I can appreciate where if it's almost exactly the same day in, day out, you want some kind of variation.
Yeah. It's definitely Groundhog Day. But listen to me, I'm like, oh my God, it's nothing but unicorns and rainbows every day. My life sucks. Sorry, guys.
You know what? If you don't have clouds there tomorrow, Shannon, and if it's going to be, because tomorrow is the supermoon, and it's kind of a cool way to kick off. So your full moon will be 14% larger than normal. So there you go, Mark.
So I can see the camel spiders that much better. Thanks, Vance.
You will be able to see the camel spiders. Well, you want to see them.
Will you go live? Will you go live so that everybody can see your transformation tomorrow?
You know what?
I might just have to
say, I'm going to leave this in. I was a little thrown by Corey saying that I was like pissy about the Monster X thing. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What is pissy. I'm like, am I gonna what happened to what happened? Is someone using my Facebook account? I'm an asshole on the other account, right? I'm like, oh, I will film the pissy transformation with the supermoon. And here's the thing. Here's the coup de grace. If my bones pop, I will make sure that I am taping it with my iPhone and my Zoom recorder so that I get the audio.
There you go.
Nice. I love it.
Well, that's an episode right there. Well, that
right?
would be.
But that would put us on the map, everybody. It really would.
Yes, it would. Here's the translation. So you guys,
that would be epic.
You only have
I wish
tomorrow.
Everything was. There's a question.
Yeah, go for it.
If everything could be real, would you want it to be the werewolves, vampires, and Dogman and
come on?
How many weapons could we have?
Life stays the same. Just you get the addition of all that stuff. What?
Not the bike. Are there free silver bullets?
Yeah.
No. They're on the market. You can buy them.
No.
But they're not free.
You're going to send me
Do
the
I
link
have the money to afford to reinforce my home so I can just shut myself in and be safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say no.
Yes, everybody will get an allotment from the state to be able to reinforce their home to a certain extent.
That's not gonna. They're gonna give us one single board to
back
up the front door.
You can board up your window with.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Right.
You know what? I think I know what I would do with that board. I would just knock myself out so hard that I would just go into coma and never wake up.
Right? Oh my God.
I'm with Pam. I'm like, no, that's a little. You wouldn't laugh.
It's a good thing I've got a bit of a green thumb. I can grow my wolfsbane and my garlic and all the other things.
That's true.
I'm a black thumb. I kill everything.
Just so she can be swung like a baseball bat into a tree and end it all.
I mean, there's plenty of stories of Sasquatch you don't hear where the person, the quote-unquote witness or would-be witness, is turned into a Louisville slugger and is batted against another tree. So, gonzo. They're like, oh, you fell down that hill. I'm so sorry. You're like, well, that's not what happened, but that's okay.
Yeah, not what happened.
You know,
right.
what they really do is they pinch your head off like a pimple, is what I heard. They just pop your head off like a grape.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree.
This is great information for me.
It is.
Vance.
You know that, who's the guy? Is it Corey? Is he the one from Canada?
Yeah.
Yes.
I really want to hear his story because, wow, that guy shook up.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, that's like PTSD. And so I just want, but you know what? I wonder about that. People see him and they freak out and they'll never go in the bush again. You got other people who just want to go see it one more time. What's that about?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that was pretty tough to hear.
We all
and
process
really
things differently.
Yeah. See, but that's pretty sad when you're. Did he say that his friends and part of his family forced him or kind of peer pressured him to go back out into the bush?
His brother and his brother's best friend, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty brutal, man. I mean, when you don't want to go, but you're like, oh, God, well, I don't want to look like a sissy or whatever. I could totally see probably most people being like, all right, man, I'll show you where I saw it. And, I mean, obviously I wasn't going to pressure him tonight for the story, but it sounds like there was some subsequent things that went on.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I would just tell him, you know what? That's what Google Earth is for.
Right.
Here's where I was.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can see guys doing that, though.
Well, speaking of Corey, he just liked a post in the Into the Fray, so apparently he's fine with the whole house burning down thing.
Oh, well, that's good. No, it was yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad he posted that.
Yeah.
Well, kids, I think that we're running up onto a new record. I mean, pretty damn close. I think that there's Clint and then there's John Paul, but we're running at 4.5 hours. So, unless I want to just completely tap out my data, I might need to say goodnight to you guys. And a huge thank you, of course. I mean, my goodness.
You got shows out of the deal.
What's that?
Yeah.
You got 2 shows out of the deal. You got a part 1 and a part 2.
Oh no. I'm gonna put this up in one fell swoop, and if they can complain about it, then by God, then they need something to complain about.
You know, fine.
Yeah, some people are like, oh, that was too short. I'm like, that was 2.5 freaking hours. What do you mean it was too short? But yeah, I'm like, my butt's numb. What do you want? But no, this is awesome.
I had to do.
I have loved it.
No, I'm walking around.
Nice to meet you all. Yes,
nice to meet
you.
Happy
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Yeah,
all right, guys, I'm out then.
For calling in. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
all
sure.
Right.
Happy New Year, guys. Bye.
You guys have fun.
Lynn?
Yeah.
Have a happy New Year. Jen?
Lynn,
you too.
Thanks for calling in. It's really cool to hear Jen's twin like in my earbuds at the same time. At least if it's not.
Absolutely. Good meeting you.
Thank you.
Jera, you're the man, buddy.
All right.